Nuclear missile ready. Nuclear missile ready. Nuclear missile ready.
Hey there, how you doing? What's up everybody? Welcome to more StarCraft 2. We're gonna have some junior championships this time around. Should be pretty darn interesting. We have the two-time champion now. The king of the hill, basically. Sitting in the stables. He is coming out pretty soon. Let me see if he's actually gonna be the first one to play or the second one to play. That is actually something I didn't check. Let me see the matches. Alright, young Yaku, he will be taking part in the first best of 3 that we're going to be doing right here. He's going to be playing against Phenom, a player that we've not seen before actually. A Russian Terran player. And then afterwards we'll follow it up with Arog Fire and Baby Marine duking it out as well. And then we're going to see which of those 4 people, which 2 of them will be advancing onwards towards the playoffs, of course, that will be held on, I think it's next week, right? Oh, dear Lord. Yeah, I think it's next week on Sunday, as I was unable to cast them, unfortunately. I'm only going to be able to cast this one for the Junior Championships, as this one is still on Saturday. Sunday's always a little bit of a difficult day for me. As I have work on Monday, so I'd like to not be too too late in under the feathers. Anyway, let me take a look at where we are at. I'm not sure if both the players are here already. Might be able to start with a different different group. Well, I mean a different match. If that is convenience or anything like that. But anyway, yeah, I hope you guys are having a good time. There's a 2-minute delay right here, as that is per requested by the administrator. Thought we could get away with 90 seconds. No, sir. It's not allowed. Not allowed. So we had a bit of a false start there, ultimately. But yeah, anyway. We are still looking to have these players come online on the game. Apparently there's 2 players, and neither of them are supposed to be fighting against one another. They're not supposed to play. So that's a little bit awkward. That'd be a big change if you do that. I can understand switching around, of course, going for another player first of all, or another match first of all, and then later on grabbing yourself the other ones, but just getting completely different people from the different groups to play against one another, that's a bit much. Does seem like a bit much. Young Yakov and Phenom, so probably we have, let me see actually, do we have Young Yakov or do we have Phenom? I don't see either of them, so who knows? Who knows? Alright, so Baby Marine is already here. So I feel like we are anticipating Arog Fire to come in here a little bit quicker. We'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see. Anyway, how are you guys doing right now? I hope you had a good day of StarCraft 2. There's been a lot today, and there's still more coming as well. It's crazy, actually. The amount of StarCraft that is happening at the moment. Holy moly. Jeez Louise, that's it's crazy, isn't it? We're having... well, we're having GSL, of course, this morning. I still need to watch that one, actually. I've been too busy casting my own StarCraft 2. And then doing groceries and stuff like that to really know what was happening there. And then as well, afterwards, for me anyway, we had Straya versus Sue, a best of 9. And then we had Innovation versus Trap, a best of 9 as well, which was on this YouTube channel. So that is really cool, actually. We managed to get that one on the Twitch channel. Jeez. Silly Kozen. Anyway, yeah, to have that one on the Twitch channel, definitely very cool actually to have that happen, and very, very pleased with how that one went as well. Innovation, absolutely a beast, isn't he, right now? Trap, making it look pretty close sometimes here and there. Ultimately, though, Innovation just too gosh darn good. And then afterwards, Wadi TV doing its thing, of course, for the European things. I saw OSC is also doing something. And we have the Junior Championships. So, you know what, guys? There's more StarCraft 2 content than there is time right now in a day. So, I feel like I'm just going to have to, if I want to keep up with everything, I'm going to have to just watch the VODs and go at like ×2 speed to make it through everything, because well, it's pretty rough otherwise. All right, let's take a look. Huh. We are actually having young Yaku and Baby Marine play against one another. Huh. Interesting. So yeah, apparently we couldn't find Mr. Arrockfire or Phenom, apparently. So we're still a little bit grasping at straws there, I suppose. Oh well. Young Yaku versus Baby Marine should be a pretty good one too. Young Yaku quite heavily the favorite there. Unfortunately for Baby Marine, young Yaku, he's just crazy good, isn't he? So far, being able to win twice in a row right now, and doing so with what seems to be quite a lot of ease. If we look back at the overall brackets that he's faced, you know what? He met Ghosty in the finals twice, so maybe it would have been different if it wasn't CVZ, but. Other than that, I mean, he's been facing everyone, man. He's been, he's been taking out big names of the Junior Championships. And here he is again, the first player that we're going to be seeing. Very excited, actually. I was very excited as well to see young Phenom play. But, well, let's hope he shows up later on, because it's always nice to see these newer additions to the Junior Cup. Joining in and testing that metal as well against the already established names that we have for the Junior Cup, of course. So we're going to have to wait and see what is going to happen with that. Other than that, right now, young Yaku versus Baby Marine. That's just what we're going to start with, guys. No, it's a little bit weird, perhaps, but... well, at least we have some StarCraft 2 games that we can get started with, I suppose. Try to sit up straight, actually. It's probably better for my posture. I'm further away from the microphone though this way. Maybe get a little bit closer this way. There we go. So yeah, thank you for joining us right here. I hope you are strapped in. I hope you are enjoying overall StarCraft 2 as a medium of consumption. It's always nice to have people interested, of course, in our tournaments. And we appreciate your company, you know, because without you, it would be a whole lot more boring, wouldn't it? Honestly. Anyway. Let's take a look. Zen, Purity, and Eternal All Gods vetoed. Nightshade is the first one. Second map. Okay, apparently people are confused with what they vetoed here. Let's take a look. Right, so Baby Marine vetoed Zen. Yaku vetoes Purity and Eternal. Baby Marine vetoes Simulacrum. And he picks Eternal as the... Wait, what? Okay, yeah, okay, no, they figured that out. So then he decides Nightshade as the first map here. And then Dream to be second by young Yakov. And then that's when Baby Marine gets confused. He's like, wait, oh... Okay, yeah, we're getting things sorted. It seems to be a little bit confusing here. Alright. Alright. Off we go. Game number 1. Gonna start off here. Yakov and Baby Marine. Let's see what they can bring to the table. Is Baby Marine... I don't know exactly how much he's been playing. I don't really keep up with that. I know I see him in some other Terrans that streams now and again, right? Vindicta or Eternal and stuff like that. But I'm not quite sure how well he is doing at the moment. It would be lovely to see Baby Marine, of course, take a place towards the playoffs. But against young Yakov, that's a tough ask to ask. Having to go up against him, first of all, it's pretty difficult. Seems pretty difficult to me. Anyway, let's see if he can do it. The young Italian over there in the green colors. He's from Team Makers. He is a Baby Marine. In the bottom right, the Red Zerg. The Russian Menace. He is the... well, victor twice now of the entire thing. From Team Off-Pro, he is young Yakov. Absolutely slapping down that competition so far. Gonna have to wait and see if he's gonna be able to do it again here in this new tournament in April for the young ones. And take center stage once again. Get 3 rows in, well, through 3 wins in a row. 3 rows in a win. That doesn't make sense. Anyway. Let's see. Quick expo from young Yakov. All these players, by the way, of course, are under the age of 15 or on the age of 15. They've never reached above 6k MMR. Because if you have reached above that amount, then most likely you're going to be pretty comfortable in the regular tournaments already anyway. And get pretty easily spotted as. So the exception was made for that SR ranking to kind of give a chance to those people that are really up and coming and still, you know what, would love to get some experience playing in a tournament, in the higher upper brackets, being streamed, getting everything casted on the internet, and get a little bit of experience with all of that. Okay, Baby Marine sees that the quick hatchery is a thing here. Gonna be moving backwards to the top left. For anyone that is just joining us, yes, we're playing Baby Marine versus young Yakov. Apparently, we were missing 2 of the other players here. And unfortunately, both of the players that were here we're not supposed to play against one another. Now, for the sake of time, it seems that we have chosen to put these guys up against one another. And then we're gonna hopefully get the other two players playing against another as well. It is a bit awkward, this is true, but what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? At least young Yaku still has the same matchup as he would have had anyway. Reaper trying to get some work done on those creep tumors. Coming in again. Can he get it? Ooh, baby Marine. He does, but at the cost of his life. Reaper does go down. Alpha X's, thank you so much. 13 months in a row. That is pretty darn solid. Very much appreciate it, my man. Hope you're having a good time watching the juniors here. Duking it out. These young ones trying to punch each other a bloody nose. Ooh, might be able to get another creep tumor there. There we go. That's 2 active creep tumors going down. A very unfortunate moment for young Yakov to try and expand that creep tumor, of course, but nothing game ending, as we all know. Young Yakov more than capable of recovering of something like that. But still, it definitely does make a difference, right? As the creep resides back in the Zerg base, it's going to be easier for these aliens to run around. Drops and attacks are harder to spot coming in. And ultimately that could be quite a big deal. Wait there, what? That's a lot of roaches. 11 roaches, 12 roaches on the way. Oh my, I've been asleep at the wheel, guys, it seems. He's going for it. Yeah, there's a 2-minute delay as well, by the way, so... Takes me a second to catch up with y'all, and thank you for the subs and everything else. Other support that we're getting. These roaches are actually doing quite a nice maneuvering here. Going around, not really showing themselves just yet. Oh boy, baby Marine trying to go for that third base. Behind this, he realizes he needs to have those bunkers. Bunkers, though, pretty far away from finishing here. And how much infantry does he really have right now? Yeah, I think he has only 1 single Marine. A siege tank is about to be finished up. That could be a big deal here, as there is no overlords anywhere in sight to provide that high ground vision. Now the Roaches and the Ravagers, they do manage to get in here, but the SAVs, they are struggling to try and keep them out. A lot of those Lings not doing all too great, though. That is a big benefit, so... Baby Marine does manage to get quite a bit of AoE damage on there. Can he still hold on, though? Where is this siege tank? There it is. Okay, he needs to siege up right there. I don't think you want to go much further downwards, as that is going to be a rough time. And the Ravagers are already on top of it. Bile's going to throw it out. GG is called. First game, young Yakov taking it rather easily, it seems. With a nice bit of aggression. Oh, there we go. Okay, I am back. For a moment I thought, why, okay, well, there we go. Interesting. Anyway, first game towards young Yakov here. We're gonna go hop into game number 2. And Bibs is here. Welcome, Bibs. How you doing, my friend? 2-minute delay. Ever Dream will be our map chosen. Chosen. Yeah. Let's see if Baby Marine can bring the pain here. And if young Yakov does this too early, I'm hoping that we're going to have the other players already available to start playing against one another. Otherwise, we're kind of back to where we started with the same problem as beforehand. We're going to have to wait and see. We are going to have to wait and see. It would be weird, actually, if we gave a free win to both young Yakov and Baby Marine here, and this was all ready to win this match. And then, you know what, whoever wins here would advance. Afterwards, the other person gets another free win, so both of them would just qualify without really much of a hassle. Anyway, I hope that's not the case. It's our right side. We have a green Terran player. Can he make something happen here? Needs to keep an eye out on that roach count. He is Baby Marine, the Italian from Team Makers. In the bottom left side, the red Zerg. Is he going to go for the aggression again, or is he just going to play a casual, more macro kind of style? Let's wait and see. He is the Russian from Team Pro. Let's check there. Anyway, he is young Yaku. Alright. Alright. Once again, we're seeing a regular Reaper expand coming out of Baby Marine. Hatchery first from young Yaku. Nothing out of the ordinary here. Both these players just enjoying themselves, it looks like. Devin has joined us as well, actually, by the way. Ooh, that's a big lag spike. Oh, Baby Marine having a bit of connection issues. Maybe alt-tabbing that for a moment. Checking to see Discord or whatever it could be. Now we have the Overlords. These are nice skins, aren't they, for the Zerg? Does he have it for the buildings as well? Yeah, he does. Look at that. Young Yaku looking fancy in the tech-like Zerg units. I feel like this is different, isn't it? On the other skin, like, I'm not sure if it has, like, a thing over it here. Because I feel like you can see the drone inside a lot better. Anyway, tiny little things here. Drone comes in to check if there is a bunker being made, as the Overlord was a little bit, you know what? I don't want to say greedy, but how do you call this? Just overzealous, going for that further on scout here. Putting himself a bit further up. I'm good now, but 2 minutes from now there's no telling. Lol. Yeah. I know. It's a big one, isn't it? I tried to get it to 90 seconds, but yeah, I was not allowed to do it on 90 seconds. It's a bit less. It's still a lot though, but oh well. Oh well, 2 minutes it is. Trying to avoid any drama here. You know, no one can really accuse one another for stream cheating if you are on 2 minutes, of course. The player is still quite young. Sometimes, you know what? That does kind of make it a bit easier, right? To be that worried about your own ego or about your own image, right? That you're gonna be like, alright, let me just stream cheat. Because I care more about my appearance and how I am playing, or well, how I'm perceived by the audience, rather than just the overall how well I play, or you know what, just playing fairly, mostly, I know. Nice engineering bay block here, just barely on the edge of being completed there. Young Yaku, though, he doesn't really care about it, does he? He's gonna go for a Baneling Bust here. Once again, ramping up that aggression. These two Reapers here. Looks like they are gonna go down. Actually, one, if it's gonna survive, that would be nice. But, oh, does fall as well. And these Lings, they are even gonna get into the main base straight away. There's no need for a Baneling Nest here. You can just walk up for free, it seems. Dear Lord. Baby Marine definitely in a lot of trouble, already losing 10 workers here. Young Yaku ramping up that aggression once again, and this could very well already be more damage than Baby Marine would have liked to take here. Although he's still on 20 workers versus 23. He's going to get Banshees himself. But at the same time, of course, we are seeing all those Banelings being morphed now on this bottom right side of Baby Marine's base. Baby Marine is Rainer's younger brother. Yeah, that's right. That is right. You are correct there. See that 80 trick already responded as well, so I'm a bit late, but there you go. True esports family, exactly. Man, imagine how great it would be to have like Rainer and Baby Marine both kind of meeting at some point in some big event, and then going to the finals there together. And then you'd have the two brothers, a rivalry. That would be... I feel like that would be great for StarCraft 2 overall. I feel like that would draw in a lot of people, in a way. Just seeing two brothers continuously fight against one another. A sibling rivalry, right? It's something a lot of people can relate to, in a sense. Anyway, the Banshee right here, not really being able to get utilized on the other side of the map for harassment purposes, is going to have to stay here at home for a while. But Baby Marine definitely managed to stem the bleeding here. Young Yaku has to regroup his resources and try to find another way to continue onwards here. Didn't completely kill off Baby Mr. Green Terran, but I mean, it's still definitely made a little bit of a nosebleed happen here. There is the Banshee right now. A little bit late with one of these Spore Crawlers here on the third base. Those drones do look a little bit vulnerable. Can be taken out by the Banshee here. One of them, quick extractor trick though. We do have Spore Crawlers in these other bases. Well, actually just one of the bases. This main base as well, still pretty open. Banshees could make use of that, but so far just sticking around that third base. It's hard to say, of course. It's hard to really know that there is no Spore Crawler in the main base. Also, there is a layer attack already, so maybe there is an Overseer just roaming around. Actually, no. Actually, no. Alright, but anyway, the Banshees, they are taking the Queens up towards that third base, and now the Hellions might be able to take the initiative in towards the main and natural base here. Baby Marine, in he comes. 5 Hellions, but the Lynx, oh, that could be a good surround, and definitely is. Young Yakov being able to hide those bad boys for a long enough period of time, and 0 workers go down there because of the Hellions. That was a very good call there from young Yakov, and positioning as well from those Lynx. Very cool to see. Seeing the Hellions running by the Queens, really committing to an attack there, and then out of nowhere those Lynx just appear and fully surround those Hellions. And we are gonna have to wait and see what the follow-up is going to be. A third base for Baby Marine as well. And it looks like young Yakov is just adding in a whole bunch of Mutalisk. 11 Mutalisk on that production tab right now. Might become 12 pretty soon. Not going for any upgrades just yet. So I'm interested to see. It might not be a particular choice, of course, but maybe it means... Okay, there we have it. There we have it. +1 attack coming in. And a 4th base as well being added into the mix. How old is Baby Marine? Baby Marine is... He's a baby, so that's like, what? Couple of months old, probably. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm right with that. So he's a newborn. He's an actual newborn. No, I'm not quite sure. I think he's like 14, maybe 15, something like that. This Mutalisk trading out pretty efficiently already against these Marines, actually. Grabbing a missile turret as well. Being able to hold them off for a little bit longer due to those missile turrets, but still, I mean, that is like what, 200 something minerals still down the gutter as those missile turrets fall. Yeah, we have our Italian Terran here that has to try to get some other stuff going for him. Trying to add in more missile turrets, doesn't want to lose that one. Nice cancel there. So far, great control from our young Russian here. Going back and forth between all the bases. And anywhere where he can find damage, he is finding damage. No stone left unturned for this, for the Red Zerg here. He's checking everywhere and trying to get every bit of damage that he can. 6 workers falling there as well, actually. Not too bad at all. As we can see, there is a nice, a difference here in between the worker counts. Young Yakov managed to get himself a nice lead, as Baby Marine now has to just kind of continuously invest into all those missile turrets here, it seems. Although young Yakov is committing more resources into getting more Mutalisk. Normally you don't really see all that many Mutalisk, but you know, sometimes just kind of a small group trying to get damage done. And then as soon as the surprise kind of goes away, you don't see them going into that many more Mutalisk. But I suppose we also are having all those upgrades for the flying units of the Zerg being researched. So it also makes sense to keep adding in those Mutas. Now, they are really good at offensive, so we are going to see a little bit of a counterattack. No? Okay, no. Not going to happen here. It's going to stick around, and you know what? I think that's the right call. He seems to have more than enough. Oh, that siege tank at the front there. A bit unfortunate. Gonna unsiege that for a moment. And immediately all those banelings came in here. Oh my dear lord. Now this army seems a bit stranded here. I don't think you want to fight it with just the Mutalisk, but I mean with the reinforcing Zerglings and banelings that are being built right now, it should be more than capable of dealing with this army. Drilling claws on the way as well as the Thor here. And a massive counterattack. Well, run by, I'd say. I'd say run by, but then again, Baby Marine is pretty much back in his base again, so not sure how much of a run by it is. It's mostly just like a full frontal push with a lot of banelings and a lot of Zerglings here. Look at that, even being able to land some baneling hits there on top of those Marines that are coming in from the third base, trying to reinforce this location. 6 workers do fall here. I'm not quite sure if this is worth it, but definitely causing quite a bit of a ruckus here. That wall is going to have to be recreated. In the end, he is still almost double the army supply as well from Baby Marine. A lot of that is, of course, in those Mutalisk, which can fall very quickly if you're not careful. They stack up very quickly, and Thor's Widow Mines are pretty capable of killing off people, or, well, things. Do stack up quite a bit. So of course still a precarious situation here for young Yakov, but with that 5th base on the way versus a 3 base Terran right now, seems to be in a pretty solid position here. 3 missile turrets, you can count them, that's right, 3 missile turrets right here on the edge having been created. Baby Marine not taking any chances anymore. Doesn't want to just straight up lose because he cannot keep up with the Mutalisk here. They are very pesky units after all. And right there we have one Widowmine getting an almost okay connection. Unfortunately not really getting what he wants to. Going on the creep here. He really cannot afford to overextend on the creep here. That siege tank needs to stay sieged as well. And just staying on the edge is going to be capable of running off there if young Yakov does try to commit here. +3/+3 for Baby Marine very early on being made here. Yeah, it's very nice to see, especially because we see the Hive Tech quite far behind. A little bit slacking here perhaps. Behind, meaning that +3/+3 advantage for Baby Marine is going to be a very big deal for a long time. Before young Yakov actually is going to be able to catch up on that one. But is it going to matter though? I mean, if we look at the supplies, it's telling a very grim tale for the young Terran here. 145 versus pretty much a maxed out Zerg. We're starting to bank up quite a bit of resources here. Spending a good amount by just, you know what, making every single Zergling into a Baneling here, it seems. And we have the Green Terran moving out one more time. I'm a little bit worried here. His army supply is 82, so I suppose with great Widowmine connections here, he might be able to get something done, but it is still quite a big difference, right? It's like almost 50 supply difference here, and in come the Marines, the splits. Ooh, just barely in the nick of time, running backwards there. One Widowmine getting a reasonable connection. That Thor is about to fall here. I want to try to get that one a bit more backwards. There is a massive flank that has been set up behind the shrubbery here, trying to keep it hidden for now. And alright, in it comes. 4-pronged attack actually by Young Yakov. Absolutely destroys. And that's gonna be it. Young Yakov taking this game. Now it was kind of looking like that was going to be the case for a moment there. But man, that was a bit of a slaughter. Young Yakov definitely still proving that he is a worthy champion to be of the junior championships here. Very well played by him. And let's see if we are ready to go with the game number 2, which should be Arrogfire versus Phenom. I'm very interested to see Phenom play. I'm curious to see what he can really bring to the table here. And what he will be able to show. There they are. They are both here. That is lovely to see. Okay, good. Good. We have our players. Let's see, Phenom. What team is he on again? Let's take a look. Is he on a team? He is. Okay, what team? The Terran Brotherhood. Very cool. Very cool. All right. Baby Marine actually is one of those players that managed to qualify quite a bit, right? He always goes through the open qualifier and always manages to get through, but when he gets into the top 8, right, where we actually start to stream and do things like that, it always feels a little bit like he is, he's just a bit in over his depth, where people like Ghosty, Young Yakov, Exo Striker, I believe as well, just usually tend to be quite heavily favored against him, unfortunately. I would love to see Baby Marine just kind of, you know, really... Oh, sorry. Digging his teeth into those players as well. That would be nice to see. That would be very nice to see. Anyway. Yakov got a ton of value from the muses. Yeah. This is true. This is true. And then especially, I mean, the early on circling attack, maybe it didn't get as much damage as he wanted to, but it definitely got quite a bit of value there, especially because he didn't even have to make banelings, right? He was anticipating to do a baneling bust, but then the front door was just kind of left open by Baby Marine, so it was just Zerglings on their own already gaining so much value there, making life already incredibly difficult for Baby Marine to try and continue on and push through into a later part of the game there. The Alliance definitely, you know, great micro there, here and there, being able to do quite a bit with those units, but in the end it was just a little bit too little and a little bit too late perhaps. And yeah, Young Yakov as well. In the first game we saw the Ro8 just completely blindsiding Baby Marine there. Was trying to build a third base, in fact, as well. Bunkers were a little bit late. There wasn't that much bio. I believe there was like 1 Marine right there, and the rest was just purely Hellions. And that was a big slap down there from Young Yakov. Alright, game number 1 between Arrogfire and Phenom. Let's see what they can do. Let's see what they are gonna get up to. I'm gonna check your Phenom's profile here a little quickly. Alright. Alright, he did get invited. He is a 5k player, so... Seems like Arrogfire should be capable of holding his own here. But will he? Will he? That's the real question. Phenom might surprise all of us. He might bring out some crazy builds, might bring out some crazy shenanigans, some aggressive, cheesy play. The Gouda. Other than that, you know what? I'm a bit worried if he does try to go into the macro game here. Honestly, just looking at the SR, definitely Arrogfire about 700 SR ahead. Unless if this is Phenom's alt account, his Smurf account, then it's possible. It's always possible. But, well, we're going to have to wait and see. Going to have to wait and see what he will reveal to us. Guys, game number 1. Here we go. The second best of 3 of today. with much more to come, of course, still. In the top left side, we have the blue Protoss. He is from Team Alpha X. He is Arog Fire. His opponent, a red Terran player. Let me double check, actually. What was his name again? It was the Terran Brotherhood. That's what it's what the team he is on. He is the Russian Phenom. First time appearance in the Alpha X Junior Cup. It's going to be interesting to see what he can bring to the table here against our other opponents. He's going to be able to suddenly just kind of come in and take a spot into the playoffs. That would be absolutely amazing, of course, for him. But this is pretty much the first time we've seen him here. Bit of a wild card. And I think Arog Fire is kind of happy that he got to play against him instead of young Yakov here. Although if he does win this one, of course, he's going to have to play against young Yakov regardless. But at least then he still has that second chance afterwards. Young Yakov really is kind of the Cyril of the Junior Cup. The Junior Championship Cyril, really. Nice bit of annoyance happening there by that probe. Gonna force a bit of repairing going on. Thank you for that follow, me Liano. Very much appreciated. Hope you're having a good time with the junior people here. Don't take that out of context, please. Because they are juniors, so it would be bad. Anyway, base coming down here for Arog Fire as well as for Phenom. Both these players opting to go for the macro playstyle, as it would appear right now. That Reaper does manage to find the probe that wanted to go in for the secondary scout. Isn't even going to be able to really see if that command center was cancelled or anything like that. I've not really ever seen anybody cancelling the command center, but you know what? Maybe that's the thing we'll see at some point. I think I've seen it at a previous point in time, but it's been long enough back that I don't remember it. Reaper gets in. The Adept is here to try and help out with this harassment. No work is really being lost there. The one kill that he did get, of course, across the on the other side of the map, in his own turf. And now the Adept can go hunting with that second Stalker almost being ready. The Reaper actually just gonna go across the map anyway, right? Is probably looking for some sort of a proxy. Now let's see what he actually did scout here. He got in here, but he didn't actually get to see the Twilight Council. I'm a bit surprised that he went away from that Twilight Council before he actually managed to get the full scout off. So he's playing a little bit in the dark here. Losing that Reaper as well due to the Adept being at the front steps of his base. Nice blocking with those supply depots though. Quick on the trigger there. And Blink is going to be the choice for Arog Fire. So a very safe opening in a way. Going to be able to apply a little bit of pressure here and there. All you Terran players out there have been able to see young Yakov. Thank you for that follow as well, my man. What's up? Congratulations on taking that victory. Looks like you're well on your way to another crown there. 3 times champion, perhaps? Who knows? Who knows? Anyway, yeah, Arog Fire with the Blink. Going to be able to be a little bit aggressive. Any Terran player has had that happen to them, where just a bunch of Blink Stalkers come in and absolutely wreck everything. Because they're just so gosh darn quick, aren't they? Relentless, honestly. No mercy from those units. But anyway, I'm gonna have to wait and see if Arog Fire is even gonna be aggressive with those Blink Stalkers. Might just be defensive, of course, as well. Very possible. Very likely scenario. As defensive units, they are quite capable of dealing with all sorts of drops or all sorts of early on aggressions, of course. Wouldn't mind seeing a couple of them being on the other side of the map, though, of course. does give you a bit of a heads up of what is coming your way. Also gives you the ability to perhaps snipe down a couple of units and then blink backwards. 2 forges coming for arrow fire here as well. He's feeling comfortable. Very confident as well. We're just seeing a single attack upgrade here from Phenom. I think that he is going to go for a 2 base aggression here. He does have that Raven. The question is, of course, is he going to go for pooling the boys here as well? And I think he's in a pretty good position just with the way that Arrowfire is playing here, right? Arrowfire did go for the double forge here, did go for another base. So overall, the setup, the start of this seems pretty positive for Phenom. All he really has to do is try to catch those dogs off guard. Be able to jump right on top of an opportunity here. He doesn't have concussive shell yet, so it's gonna be difficult to do. He doesn't even have stim or combat shield here just yet, but well, let's wait and see. Let's wait and see. Phenom playing it very safe here, trying to secure all his areas so he doesn't suddenly die due to something. Oh well, those two. Widowmine's a bit unfortunate loss there. Trying to find that observer now. Okay, in he comes. Let's see if there's any boys pooled. Doesn't appear to be the case. Arrowfire did finish up with like 5 or 6 extra gateways here, so a nice pull away with that medevac actually. Oh, Arrowfire definitely over blinking there. Trying to gun it down, and immediately behind the cloud of smoke, more infantry units appeared. Definitely gave those dogs quite a scare there. Just an observer now. It looks like we did have a recall taking place for Arrowfire. Fairly nice split there from our blue Protoss. Not gonna allow all his units to get anti-armored, but it's still quite a scary amount of Terran units here on the front door, even without any SCVs being pulled here. And a 3rd base being constructed on the low grounds. You know what? I think Arrowfire just barely has enough. Although that auto turret has managed to pick off a Stalker and a Zealot there. Making things a little bit closer once more. Gonna go for a double drop here into the main base. Zealot swapped in on that top side. Should be able to deal with this rather nicely. Well, no multi-pronged harassment just yet. Other units not in position to push into this 3rd base. It looks like Arrowfire already kind of anticipating it as well. Has those other units already available, ready to jump in if the need arises. Okay, in Phenom, this is a good opportunity again to come in here with those drops as he is taking the attention of Arrowfire to the other side here. Widowmine getting 3 kills and the bio-infantry getting some more. Being able to put quite a bit of hurt on this army here. Oh boy, those Marauders are in a bit of a pickle. Nice Widowmine, but nothing really to take the initiative there. Looks like these drops are gonna fall to an end here. And after all of that has been said and done, I do believe that Phenom's still not in the most advantageous position here. Still 10 workers behind, still quite far behind as well actually. Well, I say still, but now he is quite far behind in the army counts. Trying to get back up there though. Trying to catch up on those upgrades too. The +1/+1 for Arrowfire definitely making it pay for itself. 2 Widowmines could do quite a bit of damage on those Zealots. Pretty reasonable connections. Looks like this 3rd base might be able to live another day here. As long as Phenom doesn't do too many crazy things. Did he just shoot down his own bunker? I don't know. I don't know, guys. I mean, the amount of emotions and adrenaline running through these guys probably at these types of times could be quite a bit and be as much of an opponent as the actual opponent that they're facing. SCVs have to be pulled. I think that we are going to have a GG coming up here pretty darn soon as 2 orbital command centers are burning up here right now. SCVs desperately trying to repair here, but that's just not enough. A massive force fields being able to keep almost, well, if not half, maybe even more than half of the army of Phenom here on that high ground. And well played. GG is called. Fire takes that first game. Maybe not surprisingly so, but you know what, Phenom definitely being able to make some nice plays there himself. And honestly, I feel like if he did pull the SCVs as well, just went for an all-in off of that 2-base, he could have very well made something happen there. There wasn't that much left for Fire, honestly. I think there was like one more Immortal and not much else, was there? I think like 2 Stalkers and a Zealot, something like that. I mean, if you manage to keep your bio alive for a bit longer, right, by sacrificing those SCVs, definitely a good possibility that you just kind of take your opponent down in that situation. Unfortunately, though, wasn't willing to commit that much. Just going for a little bit of pressure, and looks like the immediate counter-aggression from Fire just too much to handle, and vaporizing the chances for Phenom there in game number 1. I'm not quite sure why. Who is the person that is not accepting this? There's someone. Looks like Phenom here. Not yet accepting the lobby invite. Oh well. Oh well. Alright, so yeah, Phenom... I'm a bit worried, honestly. I'm not sure how he's going to do against Baby Marine. I think that is probably his best shot at getting a victory here. No offense, Baby Marine, but Fire and, of course, young Yaku. They are just absolute beasts at this game. Phenom needs a second. Alright. Short little momentary break in between here. There's not much to really dissect in that game, though, unfortunately. Honestly, I guess Fire didn't manage to do a whole lot of damage himself either, right? Not that much was happening in that sense, but yeah, oh well. Lislot, what's up? How you doing? Welcome to the show. Alpha X Junior Championships. We have a Alpha Xer playing right now. He's playing against a Terran Brotherhood Russian Terran player called Phenom. After we just saw Baby Marine, unfortunately, biting the dust against the previous champion, the 2 times champion actually, I should say, young Yaku, who was able to secure his place in the winner's match here. Now we're looking to see who's going to be joining him, and it's looking pretty clear, perhaps. Maybe I'm speaking out of turn, but there's Blue Protoss over here. Very likely for him to move on through. Search 1718 with an underscore in between. Thank you for that follow, my man. Hope you're enjoying your time. Having a good moment here, watching the StarCraft, of course. Anyway, in the top left side, we have the Blue Protoss from Team Alpha X. He is none other than Fire, the Frenchman, the young little French boy. He's up against his opponent in the bottom right side, the red Terran player, hailing from Russia. He is from the Terran Brotherhood, Phenom. Now Phenom did get invited into the tournament here. I'm not quite sure how that worked out. We'll have to wait and see. I know that there's always some people from the Alpha X, right? The younger people from the Alpha X that are allowed to join here. Now we already had one Alpha Xer, Fire, qualifying because he was in the playoffs from season 4, the previous season. Which means they are pretty much already allowed to be in the next one as well. Unless if they, you know what, age over the age of 15, then we're going to have to let them go, unfortunately. But Fire being able to gain access into Season 5 that way, of course, by doing very well in Season 4, is showing us why that is happening. Looks like the ambulance worker wants to get home as quickly as possible to also enjoy a good couple of StarCraft 2 games. Wants to join in the fun. Stuck at work right now, but not for long it seems. Anyway, probe here again, getting found out by that Reaper. Phenom doing a good job with that one, that is for sure. Sounds like the ambulance worker did forget his keys as well. Has to go back again. Very unfortunate. Anyway, the Reaper is going to get met by that Adept Shade here. I think he could have still jumped forwards, right? Or at least moved past that Adept there. It's just going to start looking for any potential proxies here. But we can clearly see that it's just going to be a Twilight Council in the main base. And once again, it will be Blink. Roguefire definitely appreciating that Blink play quite a bit. And from Phenom, we're having a Widowmine drop. I like this stuff from Phenom though. He definitely likes to check all his boxes. He likes to play it safe here, it seems. And just a standard, straight up macro game. Doesn't resort to cheese in these situations. That's probably still a better way to practice here, but of course it's a little bit frightening as well. It's very difficult to beat somebody like Roguefire. Was that an SCV that immediately died there? Wow, already on low HP, a bit unfortunate here. The Adept might be able to get one more shot off. There we go, 2 kills there. And a full-blown scout, and those SCVs in a bit of trouble actually. Alright. Trying to protest. How old is Phenom? I'm not quite sure actually. Phenom is a new participant. I've not seen him perform just yet. He doesn't have a Liquipedia page either, so I'm not completely sure. I think Miguel knows, but yeah, Miguel doesn't tell. He doesn't tell me the ages of these players. Unfortunately, it might be on the Twitter though. It might be. Sometimes we usually get all these players involved and like their names out there. Reaper coming in on the right side at the same time. This medevac with the Widowmines looks like it's gonna have to wait a little bit longer with those Stalkers already in position here, and a Liberator now also joining in the Red Terran army. It's a pretty cool call, honestly, not gonna lie. Don't often see this type of push. I'm wondering if he's gonna use this Liberator together with the army, or if he's gonna send it. Oh, actually, we can see it now, right? Okay, so yeah, he is gonna waypoint it towards that main base and try to get worked on that way. Oh, wow, Phenom somehow, someway managing to avoid that observer here in the middle of the map. The entirety of the army staying hidden and staying safe. Might be able to get a bit of damage dealt here. And that medevac with the Widowmine still able to come in at some later point as well. As the Stalkers of Roguefire definitely are going to have to start dealing with this. Get to this position. Alright, here we have it. Everything coming in at the same time here. Roguefire is going to be pressured quite a bit here. Let's see how he will deal with it. Quite a lot of Blink Stalkers. That Siege Tank though definitely giving quite a bit of pain there. The Liberator in the main base stopping any mining there. The natural base as well. There's no mining happening as that Widowmine drop goes in as well. And this push is still going strong too. So actually not pretty much any mining happening right now for Roguefire for a moment. Right, that other Widowmine is dealt with as well. So that is going to be able to resume mining here. And there do seem to be enough stocks here, just barely to take on the forces here of Phenom. A little bit unfortunate we did see, and not being any repair on that Siege Tank. Who knows what would have happened if he would have been able to keep that Siege Tank alive. That could have been absolutely massive. And then, yeah, Roguefire would have pretty much been in a incredibly tough spot there. But let's take a look in the end after all that has been dealt with. 11 workers did go down. The third base is still standing. Let's see the worker lost or the overall unit lost count. A little bit in favor here for Phenom. A little bit in favor, and especially we have to consider that was quite a lot of mining there for Arrow Fire. It was a short amount of time. That's like 2k extra resources coming in here for the Red Terran. Now, it still might be problematic as he doesn't have a third base on position yet. Saved myself there, didn't I? Alright, so the third base is flying in. Yeah, I really like Phenom's position. Again, he is definitely making the right moves. And in these early parts of the game, definitely gets himself into good positions. But maybe Arrowfire just a little bit too solid to allow Phenom to carry this advantage onwards towards a later part in the game. A Widowmine, though, again, a great move from Phenom. And Marauder out and about trying to scout what is coming his way. And Stalkers, Zealots coming from every angle here. Might be a little bit too much once more for Phenom to handle. Auto turrets trying their best to keep this Protoss army at a distance, but yeah, all those SCVs are going to have to run and hide with their tail between their legs. The War Prism is going to allow for, you know, Phenom's main base as well to be attacked here. 2 Widowmines killing off most of those Zealots, but at the same time, they War Prism, of course, still here, and that means we're going to get 2 times the amount of Zealots being warped in straight on top of the production facilities here of the young Phenom. And I feel like that might be all she... Well, actually, he's kind of cleaning up, but look at the amount of SCVs he's losing. Okay, nope, there's another warp in. Never mind. Unfortunately, that is going to be it here for the first appearance of our Russian Terran player, Phenom. And GG is called. Arrowfire takes a 2-0 victory here. And that means that Arrowfire is going to be moving onwards to that winner bracket against young Yakov. And Phenom will be the opponent for Baby Marine in the loser match afterwards to see who is going to be the person getting knocked out of the bracket first. A little bit unfortunate there for Phenom. Definitely, I like the stuff that he was doing. I liked his overall stuff that was happening there for him for quite a couple of times, but just barely not crisp enough on those follow-up counter aggressions there, and did bite the dust a couple of times. Got taken out. And not in a good way. Didn't get taken out in about for a date or something like that. No, sir. He got taken out with his lights going out, pretty much. Is that the way you could say this? It probably is. Anyway, it probably is. Alright, veto process. Young Yakov versus none other than Arrowfire. Probably the 2 favorites here to move on through. This is going to be a big deal here. If Young Yakov does get kicked into the deciders match, that's going to be a tough ask for either of those Terran players to really get something to work out in their favor that time around. I think overall, if Arrowfire does go to the deciders match after this one, maybe Baby Marine might be able to take him on. But it's still going to be a weird one in a way. I think Baby Marine is a lot more capable of handling Arrowfire rather than young Yakov, unfortunately, as we have seen the Russian Zerg just absolutely dominate up until this point so far. And yeah, hope you guys are all enjoying the Alpha X Junior Championships. If you want to support the actual ultimate grassroots of StarCraft 2, right, where all these players start out and about with some of the first big actual official feeling tournaments that they are joining, right, and getting quite far into. As you know what, they are the players that are invited and are allowed to play. But yeah, of course, you know what, very valuable practice, very valuable overall experiences for these players to have a tournament like this, to be able to kind of show that they do have quite a good amount of skill and get that blood pumping, ready, itching to get more StarCraft 2 going. Okay. So yeah, go check us out if you want to support us. We have a Metrorino page. There's a Metrorino code as well. If you want to support us even more than that, just, you know what, overall, every month you can, of course, give a small donation through the Patreon. We have the AX Junior Championships Patreon. It's right there in the little corner there, so you can see how it is typed. I think there might be a link as well. Or that might be the Patreon for Alpha X in general if you go down below in the Twitch page. But anyway, definitely worth if you want to help out with these youngest of the young players. Fire and young Yakov game number 1 is going to be starting up here pretty soon. Let's take a look at what they are going to be able to achieve. And who's going to be the first person to move on through to the playoffs here. Our two, well, very potent players. Both multiple times getting into those playoffs already. Young Yakov actually, ever since he started playing in the junior championships, he has taken the crown every single time. So I guess he has a 100% win rate in a way. Anyway, can he do it again? Let's see how he does. It's the Red Zerg, our Russian himself. He is from... what team is this again? Off Pro. Right, it's sending here as well. Alright, well, my bad. Anyway, he is young Yakov. Oh, it looks like the B command is still going for the alpha scrims instead of the actual bracket. You wanna type out actual brackets here. That's gonna give it to you. There you go. There you go. Alright, in the top right we have the blue Protoss fighting for the, well, pride and honor of Alpha X and also the entire country of France. He is Arog Fire. Alright. Arog Fire and Young Yakov. The two titans that we did have in this first group, the group A. Let's see which one of them will be able to beat the other one. Has Arog Fire just practiced a lot, and is he going to be able to beat his opponent this time around? That's the question. That's the big question on everyone's mind. No problem, Patho. You're welcome. You're welcome, my friend. Enjoy your bracket. It's our bad, really, for not fixing the command there for the B command. I think, like, some people, they, like, I always like to add it myself. So I usually add it for whichever event or anything that I am kind of more in charge of. That's circlings on the way, isn't it? There's 6 circlings on the way. Small circlings being created here, and a baneling nest as well, getting constructed. Alright, maybe I'm gonna have to, well, just focus on this game right now. There's a Stargate being thrown down for Mr. Arog Fire. He has no idea what is coming his way here. Young Yakov wants to keep this night a short one, it seems. He wants to go play League of Legends or something else. Those links, though, beautiful micros so far from Arog Fire. Gonna keep that adept alive here. And kills off an incredible amount of those links. That is 4 of those links gonna get gunned down. More of them, of course, still on the way. As soon as that speed finishes, the overall lethal power of these links is gonna skyrocket here. And look at them all just wobbling their way across now. Getting around that Stalker as well. That's a really big deal. Getting 2 Zerglings on the other side here. That Stalker definitely going to fall quite a bit quicker now because of this. The door is wide open. The pylon is going to get gunned down, nibbled upon. And there is a GG. Young Yakov. Oh my. He is out for blood, guys. He's not messing around this time. He's not messing around at all whatsoever. Right, of course, also the Metrorino page is, of course, a thing, guys. Thank you, Sushi. You can all check it out on the Metrorino page. It's in chat right now. If it's not in chat anymore, if you just joined, type exclamation mark Metrorino, and that one is going to make its appearance. You're going to get the codes. You're going to get the website you need to go to. You don't need to make an account. Common misconception by some people. But all you can do is you can just press on the login button and you're going to be able to log in with either YouTube, Battle.net, Twitch, Facebook, Twitter, all that good jazz, right? Everything, really anything that is on your web browser. And if you have an account for it, it's going to be able to log you in there and get you settled with a little bit of extra money to be added into our prize pool. If you get that coupon code put in the coupon code area there. Anyway, guys, game number 2. Let's go get them. Let's go get into this. In the bottom right side, getting a little bit flustered there. Getting caught off guard. It's the blue Protoss. He is none other than the Frenchman. He is Alpha X's Arrowfire. In the top left, he is a red Zerg. A true menace so far, has been incredibly aggressive throughout tonight's matches. Is he going to do the same thing here again? It looks like he will go for a hatchery though. Alright, he is young Yaku from Team of Pro. The Russian player, of course. Let's see what he can get done this time around. We're going to see more roaches. So we're going to see more links. Is it a baneling bust? You never know. So far, Arrowfire is going to play the macro game, though, it seems. That wall and that low ground there. Single gateway. Nothing across the map. And a regular timed spawning pool and gas here as well. That's a very tiny kappa. I'm not quite sure. It's like trying to be secret kappa. I didn't know you had those. Anyway, Scouting probe, not finding too much interesting information here just yet. But Arrowfire, a smart maneuver here to actually go for that early on scout. Doesn't want to get blindsided by those large amount of links again here. Young Yakov right now being able to see that probe jumping back and forth. Vanishing and reappearing instantly here. Adapt being created from Arrowfire. That's the first unit. Young Yakov, that's a overlord with balls of steel. Not just because of the skin, but also as of course that gateway about to be ready with that unit. If that was the Stalker, he could have been in trouble. But actually, you know what, Young Yakov really on top of these timings. Being able to just kind of know when that gateway unit was about to finish and moving that overlord a little bit further backwards. Now what we're seeing here is a Stargate coming out to play. And what are we seeing from Young Yakov? Again, no attacking units just yet. Not yet. He might still decide to pull that trigger at any time, of course. It could still happen. There is the Adapt in a little bit of trouble. Does get the Scout though, which is the important part. Realizes that he's not going to get attacked very soon. And more drones are going to get created here by Young Yakov. Is he... the final game, is he going to try to do a macro game here? He doesn't have a third base. That is a big deal. And he's getting himself a lay attack here as well. Alright, so it's starting to feel more and more likely that we are going to have some sort of a Nidus play. But why is he getting himself this many drones still? Now he's oversaturated on that natural base. He does still grab that second gas in the main base. There is the Roach Warren coming down as well. I am kind of... You know what? Yeah, I'm confused. I'm not gonna lie about that one. I am definitely a little bit confused here. Did we already have... okay, there's the Oracle. 0 kills on it, unfortunately. But does get the scout on a lay attack coming up and about. And a third base now being added in here by young Yakov. Huh. Curious. Very, very curious here. Does definitely feel like it's his own kind of style. And he goes for a Hydralisk then. Hydra's a very potent foe, of course, against all sorts of early gateway units. Also robo units, and that is pretty much what we're seeing so far from young Arrowfire. Getting Templar Archives as well, that is a good solution actually against those types of units, of course. Getting yourself either Archons or Storm. Incredible at dealing with those light units. So far, you know what? I like Arrowfire's position a little bit better here. Just because of that very delayed third base for young Yakov and... Anyway, we're gonna have to wait and see. How are these overlords still in the base, by the way? How is this a thing? Like, the one in the main base, that is the real head scratcher, isn't it? It's like, what is happening here? That's the Archons in the War Prism. Gonna try to get some damage done on that third base. Try and kill off some drones. I guess, fortunately for Arrowfire, not that many drones to be killed, though. So should be okay. Though he is still behind in the work account overall here now because of this. Arrowfire oversaturated on the natural. But with that third base finishing up here, should remedy that situation very quickly here. Archons might be able to trade out nicely against those Zerglings here. Has to pick up and leave again. Those Hydras hot on the tail of Arrowfire here. More gateways being thrown down. Full more gateways. And there's still an Overlord and an Overseer now. They are multiplying within your base here, Arrowfire. You need to start dealing with this. And how is this Observer not in range of that Spore Crawler? That is like on the edge of it. Jeez Louise. Alright, anyway. Yeah, young Yakov's still just making drones here. Playing that macro game. But then very, very, very safely. Even though he has eyes on the Protoss and what he's doing at any time. Now Arrowfire does look like he wants to start making a move here. He does have 3 Archons available. 2 Immortals, 4 Sentries, just a couple of Zealots there as well, of course. Is it going to be enough? A nice flank already being set up there by the Zerglings. Or are they going to go for a counter-aggression? It looks like, yeah. Counter-aggression is going to be the way to do this here for young Yakov, and that is not much. Actually, there's 3 Adepts here. Definitely capable of doing quite a bit of hurt on those Zerglings. Zerglings having to start dealing with them right now. More than enough, it looks like, to really do with those Adepts. At the same time, the army of the Protoss moving into the natural base. Did young Yakov just kind of overextend there with his Lings? Did he send too many of them towards the third base expansion of Arrowfire? He's going to lose this third base right here. Or natural base, I'm sorry. And a third base for Arrowfire. And quite a good amount of drones as well. And that main base, oh my dear lord, with 4 sentries there, that could definitely spell trouble. Why is Arrowfire going downhill again? He's moving back towards the army of young Yakov. I feel like he's giving him the opportunity to perhaps take out a big portion of the army here, which is exactly what he's doing. Gonna get the War Prism as well. So that is the start of a potential comeback here for young Yakov. Arrowfire, if he had walked up that ramp and just force fielded his way off, I feel like that would have been a GG right then and there, but instead, you know what, we still have a little bit of intermingling with these units. Zerglings now coming in from behind as well. It looks like young Yakov does manage to clean up here. But at what cost? He's on 34 workers. That is not good. That is a bit of a pain here. Arrowfire is going to have to hold on though still, of course, against the, well, amount of Hydras and Zergling Bangling that is coming down the wood chipper right now. I want to use that Chrono as much as you can for getting more units out. He doesn't need another third base here. He's okay. That doesn't need to happen. He just needs to stay alive. That's all he needs to do. There's no force field, so that's a big thing. These Archons very potent against those Zerglings and the Banelings, of course. The Banelings trying to just explode on top of those Zealots. And young Yakov realizing, you know what, this amount of Archons I do not stand a chance against. And is going to try to pick this game back up into a macro game, it looks like. Re-adding that third base, and Ericfire doing the same thing across the map here, as he is going to go for a bit of counter-aggression with a Warp Prism. Ericfire playing it very safe here, I suppose. Doesn't want to just completely start running across the map just yet and try to finish this game off. Because it definitely feels like this one should be in the bag. Now, those Zealots here, that's a really good start. The Queen does survive, though, so... does he? I spoke too soon. Never mind. Banelings being able to deal with this, but... not that the greatest efficiency, of course. There were only 4 Zealots there, so... that's quite a lot of Banelings still to lose over just a handful of Zealots. Now, how are we gonna see young Yakov trying to crawl out of this ditch that he's found himself in? I don't think we are. I think we're just gonna see all these Archons marching across here and absolutely obliterate whatever young Yakov still has. And young Yakov, I mean, this could be his final moments for this one series right here. Well, I say series, I mean this match of the series. It looks like we will be going into a game number 3. I mean, look at that army supply. That is double the army supply here of young Yakov. And mostly of it is in those Archons. It is in those Immortals. A very, very strong army composition. It's not just small gateway units that do get killed off by Hydralisk. No, it's actually units that don't really get killed by Hydralisk. Drones get pulled, and that is going to have to be it. Young Yakov. The GG's out. And that means we're going to go into game number 3 between these two. Very, very well played there by Ro8, being able to do quite a bit of a number on his opponent this time around, being able to hold back the aggression. Wait, there was no aggression actually. I was expecting a lot of aggression, but there was no aggression whatsoever. To be fair, I mean, I'm still a little bit scratching my head there what young Yakov really was doing, right? He got this lay attack before he went for the third base. And then he just kind of tried to play defensively instead of doing something with that lay attack offensively. As, for example, a Nidus network or something like that. Definitely could have worked. Definitely could have done something. Instead, what we saw is young Yakov just kind of going for a defensive setup with the Hydras, the Banelings, and the Zerglings. But then on a lower economy than you would kind of want to start off with as a Zerg, right? So, yeah. Yeah, cool. Interesting why he actually went for that that type of composition that early on. Maybe not completely necessary as to what Ro8 was doing, although Ro8 did go for a starport. Perhaps that is why he wanted to get the lay attack that quickly with the Hydras. Maybe. But still, again, I mean, getting a couple of queens, some spores as well. Pretty good solution. Don't need as much gas as quickly. And you can get that third base very early on as well at the same time. Anyway. There's another chance here for both these players now to advance onwards as the first person to go towards the playoffs here of this group. In the bottom left side, we have a blue Protoss. The young French man. He is Alpha X's Ro8. And on the top right, there is Off Pro, the red Zerg, young Yakov. Let's see what he will be able to get done. He's going to be able to win a match here. One more, and that is going to secure him a victory, a spot in the playoffs. Once again, dropping down the quick hatchery here. Ro8 wisely moving across the map here. Wants to see whether or not he's being cheesed again with a quick pull. Isn't going to be the case, but you know what? You never know. You never know with this guy. Young Yaku, seemingly twisted in his brain today. Very aggressive. Continuously just ramping up that aggression. So far, 3 out of the 4 games that we've seen him do has been that very early on aggression. And keeping it hidden as well for a long time. See if he manages. Oh, that's a bit of a misclick there. It's quite a bit of money lost there. As those drones, they're still roaming around, going back and forth between other places just because of that little micro mistake here. Let's take a look actually if that is something you can see back in the mineral income tab, and there it is. Yeah, look at that. It's like almost 500 extra income for Ro8 for a moment there. Probably not 500 in total, but for a short period in time, that was going to be the amount that he was getting more so. Right, Ro8 going once again with that Stargate opening here. It served him well last time around, even though he didn't even get to do that much damage with it. Alright, Ro8 looks like he will go for a bit more normal builds, or conventional builds, I should say. Goes for that quick third base here. And there it is. Alright. No quick lay attack this time around. Wouldn't be surprised if he does still go for that lay attack, of course. Ultimately to get those Hydras. It's not a bad call, but it's just the ordering of things seemed to be a little bit off in that previous game. Who knows? Maybe he's been getting success with it. And maybe he saw Ro8 trying to get something in a way where he was expecting some sort of an attack or early on aggression. Of course, we knew that that was not the case, so that is not something that we were really taking into consideration. One adapt here, getting a lovely shade, is going to be able to get maybe a couple of kills here. One already on the kill charts, and has to get out of there. We did... The Stargate did finish, right? It did. Might just... Okay, there's the Oracle. Having spent some energy there trying to get rid of those circlings running across the map. Trying to save that at depth here. Coming in. Spore Crawlers already available though. And the Queens as well, so not much to be achieved here by the Blue Oracle. Trying to find something, anything really. But has to go back to a solitary corner. Keep himself hidden. Try that again at some later points. Maybe that's when he will be able to find that damage that he's so desperately trying to find here with that Oracle. I guess not that desperately, honestly, as he only made one single Oracle. It's very interesting for Ro8 actually. Come to think about it, just going for the Stargate to get out one single Oracle, and that's it. Not getting 2, not getting 3, right? When you really start to instantly blast some drones down. Just going for 1. Makes you wonder what kind of a investment it is. Is it mostly just for harassment? Or is it mostly just for scouting and gaining intel here? Because I do believe that we've seen him do this twice now. And going for that Archon drop again as well. It's very reminiscent of that previous game. But this time around, of course, we do have to keep in mind that young Yaku did go for a more conventional build himself, so... Ooh, also gets that creep 2 in there. Nicely done. Archons. How much damage can they actually deal here? I've learned that Archons do pretty good against Roaches, actually. I always feel like Roaches should be able to deal with Archons rather efficiently, but if the Roaches just kind of stand together, They get melted by Archon still. They do an incredible amount of damage, but... oh well, not this time around. Ooh. Nicely forcing the cancel there. He's gonna try to do it one more time here. Looks like he should be able to do so. Wait a moment. That's an actual kill there. That drone did not survive. That is 300 minerals down the drain here in favor for Arrow Fire. Arrow Fire now on the same amount of bases as Young Yakov as well. As that third base up and mining. And oh my god, you're kidding me. Comes in again. Look at the HP on those Archons. That is a red Archon. That's about 1 HP. Probably. Most likely. I don't think you can have much more red or units that is closer to death than a red HP Archon. Look at that. That is crazy. Let's take a look. 2 HP remaining on that bad boy. Yeah, I hate to see it as a Zerg player, perhaps. But as the Protoss, that is a lovely little encounter there. Of course, those shields will regenerate. The Overseer does get a full scout off here. He's going to be able to kind of get a glimpse of the amount of gateways here and everything available for Arrow Fire. So he's going to know at which base Arrow Fire is going to be able to produce units here. Arrow Fire trying his best to still weave and dodge the queens with that Oracle. And I guess the Hydralisk now as well. Might be able to get a status trap here in the main base or the natural. So gonna go just for the beam attack. That could be the case as well. No response yet from either of the... Okay, there we go. Oracle. Oh, okay. The Queen did get pulled trying to deal with this. The Oracle again just mainly being focused on trying to figure out what is happening. Oh, that Zergling's gonna have to get a promotion after this game. Jeez Louise, he just saw that entire attack coming in here. All on his own. All in his lonesome. And that's gonna allow young Yakov to get into a good position to start protecting this fourth base. It looks like the Oracle as well, taking a bit of a beating here. Checking full creep to miss. Maybe just a little bit of a misclick. Could be the case as well once you get a tag on that army. Not being able to get it though. Rotating through the top side. Arrow Fire. Is he going to be able to get something done here? He has a good concave. He has a good amount of force fields available as well. Only 4 Ravagers to throw down those biles. Status traps are being used. And Arrow Fire trying to lure Mr. Yakov in here. One Immortal on the wrong side of the fence. Finding himself in a bit of trouble here. Oh, Circling still nibbling. Can they actually kill him though? I don't think they can. Alright, so very cool stuff here from Arrow Fire. Trying to grab those status traps here and then make use of young Yakov trying to chase down that army. Very well played that by our blue Protoss. Is it going to be enough though? Is it going to be enough for him to start pushing through here? On the other side we do have a couple of links trying to stop Mr. Arrow Fire from expanding towards the fourth base himself. And those force fields are just absolutely devastating. They are doing an incredible amount of damage. The army supply is getting closer and closer. The drones have to be pulled. When you're pulling drones against Archons, that is a big problem though. And may have just been barely enough. More drones are in fact dying. 21 so far, and it looks like it's not even gonna matter. Everything red Zerg here is gonna fall, and Arrow Fire is gonna be victorious. A big lull coming out of young Yakov there, and GG is called. And that is Arrow Fire being victorious. Gonna be the first player to move onwards here, beating the 2-times champion in his best of 3. And putting him in himself in a marvelous position here. Something to be absolutely proud of. A very well played match there by Arrow Fire. Being able to take this beast of a Zerg down. Now to be fair, young Yakov did seem a little bit off here and there. Not gonna lie. I mean, maybe he hasn't been able to play as much recently, as we did see a whole lot of cheese, right, coming out from him right from the get-go. And that still did very well, but the games that did go a little bit later, game not finding as much there. Alright, let's see if we are going to have ourselves actually a interview. We do have some interviews now and again. Sometimes it looks like we're just going to continue on with the next match here. Baby Marine and Phenom. Alright, as they are going to do the vetoes, I'm going to go for a quick run towards the toilet, guys. And I'm going to have to put on some light here as well, actually. Let me just reach out and touch Faith. There we go. Alright, so they are going to do the interview. So I'm going to put myself in the interview channel. And I'll be right back, guys. And you can enjoy the interview here. 1 second, I'll be right back.
Hello guys,
Hi.
everyone's here?
What?
Is everyone here? Kazan,
Yeah.
do you hear us or? Not sure if Kazan hear you. Hear us,
I'm here.
sorry.
I
Okay,
can hear you.
perfect. Okay. So Rockfire, congrats! A big performance from you today. First of all, you take the first seed. It's the first time you take the first seed of this tournament in 5 seasons. So first of all,
Yeah.
congrats for this. And most of all, you are the first player of Junior Championship to take a match, a complete match to Yaku. How do you feel after this?
Pretty nice, I think. I didn't know. Um, I
Um,
wasn't sure about win this match. Not totally, so I'm pretty happy to win it.
Okay, great. So maybe it's been a while since we didn't have you an interview. Can you present yourself? Like, how old are you? Since when do you play StarCraft 2, etc.?
Okay, I'm 12. I have begun StarCraft 2 at like 6 years old, but I just knew the game, but it wasn't really play. Yes, what? But at the age of 9, 10, I begin really to do ladder and play seriously at StarCraft 2.
Mm-hmm.
So it is 2 years that I played really at StarCraft 2.
I see. Well, I had you took good result in tournaments, including offline tournaments, right? Because
Yeah,
you took third place in a LAN a few months ago.
yeah.
Kozan, do you have any question for a young player here?
Yeah, well played, first of all, of course. Very well done, Eric Fire. I'm kind of curious about your use of the Stargates, because it kind of seemed like, I'm not sure if you made the choice to just stop making more oracles and stuff like that, like not even a Phoenix or anything like that. You just made the single oracle. Was it really just kind of to get scouting information with that unit, or?
The build is to do one awaken to have the Doppelkron faster. So if I do 2 oracles, for example,
Mm-hmm.
or Oracle Phoenix, my Doppelkron is later than with one oracle. So that's what I do that.
Okay.
And that's a build of Astem.
Hearthstone. Oh, okay, okay. I see. Yeah. Yeah, it's nice to have someone like him around, right? To kind of learn builds from. Do you learn builds from other people as well? Like what kind of other protos do you look for or look at as inspiration?
Sometimes stats, and most of the time it is Astem, yeah.
Most of the time, Hearthstone. All right, that's good stuff. I mean, he does produce a lot of good good tutorials
Yeah.
and like informative videos and stuff like that. Did you think you were gonna beat young Yakov here actually coming into this?
I thought I had a chance, but I wasn't sure to beat him. So
Okay,
he's nice.
it's good to hear. Good to hear. Right.
I have a question for you, Arfire. We saw you in previous tournaments play a lot build order against Zerg with a double prism DTs.
Yeah.
Why did you decide not to play it against Young Yakov this time?
Because I think it was in this tournament I did it to Yunyakov, and he defended pretty well, so I didn't try to redo it. But I could have tried. But the principal reason why I didn't do this build is because I knew Yunyakov can do a lot of cheese or speeding. For example, the first game.
Yeah.
Okay,
So, and the drop DT is really bad against Olin and cheese.
makes sense. So how often do you play? And maybe does that change something that you locked down right now, right? So it's a quarantine. So how do you play at the moment, and how do you feel about it?
I play maybe a little bit lower. No, I forgot the word.
Less?
Yeah, yes, exactly. But I even play like 3-4 hours per day, so it is okay.
Okay, nice. Quartis, do you have any question for Fire?
No, I don't have any. Just want to say well played and congrats for your first place in the group. GG's.
Other question, Kozan, from you or from your chat?
Nope. We're okay.
Okay.
Last question for me, Arokfire. What do you aim to do in this tournament? Who would you like to confront in the semifinals? And how do you think it will be for you? Will you win the tournament?
But I think I can win the tournament, but I think Ghosty is. I wouldn't like to play him in the semifinals.
Okay, well, makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, and would you prefer to play against Exo Striker or Wannabe Beyond? Because we saw they are
Legal.
Wannabe Beyond. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Well, congrats, Arokfire, and see you on next week, next Sunday for the playoff.
Yeah. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Right, man. That it's so adorable. I'm sorry, but that's just some good stuff right there. The young little Frenchman, 12 years old, and wrecking face in StarCraft like no tomorrow. That's something else. Bibs, your kids need to learn from this one. I'm sorry. I'm calling them out right now, ain't I? Anyway. That is very cool to see though. Somebody that young and already so incredibly talented and so well trained in this game. Gonna be able to be the first one to move on into the playoffs here. So already securing his place as well in a potential upcoming season 6, of course, as well. The next season, he'll already be available to start playing in that one as well. And, of course, he can play in the playoffs this time around as well. So a good chance of winning the overall thing here, I suppose. And definitely a little bit of an upset with young Yakov going down. Here, the 2 times champion. Alright, let's see. We're going to have a bit of a TVT. Baby Marine versus None other than the Phenom, of course, the Russian player, the young one as well. Their MMR is quite close to one another. It's only about 200 MMR difference right now. And that means especially at TVT, this can go... excuse me. This can go either way, honestly. Phenom definitely having a shot here, taking down some games of the Italian Terran here. Is he going to be able to do it though? Is he going to get a rematch against Young Yakov? I hope he doesn't. Wait, he played against Young Yakov, right? Or did we have Baby Marine versus Young Yakov? Actually, we had Baby Marine versus Young Yakov. Phenom versus Aerogfire, right? I'm going crazy with this switching that we had to do at the start. Let me check it out, actually. Let me double check this. Young Yakov. Okay, Young Yakov was versus Baby Marine. Yeah. So Baby Marine, let's see if we will be able to get a rematch going here. Or if Phenom might be able to get a game going against Young Yakov and prove himself in the TVZ after being able to prove himself in the TVT. Alright, here we go. Here we go. Transition definitely a little bit delayed here for some reason. Well, it feels like it's slowed down. Anyway, must be a little bit sluggish from all the other casting that we've done already today. Anyway, it's the green Terran here in the top left side. He's from Team Makers, the Italian Terran player. He is a Baby Marine. In the bottom right, the red Terran trying his best in the first time. His first appearance in the Junior Ship Champions. Is he going to be able to get himself a victory here? It's going to come down to this. His potentially last best of 3 for this month. The Russian Terran from Team Terran Brotherhood. He is Phenom. It's been a while since I did cast a TVT myself. But, you know, it makes it nice again, you know, a little bit of a mix-up here. We're going to see already quite a bit of a difference, of course. Single gas from Phenom with double gas from Baby Marine. As long as Phenom doesn't take too much damage, it's going to be in a wonderful position here. And actually mining with 3 SCVs on each of these gas geysers here. It's going to go to less now that he's adding in that factory. Does look like he is adjusting. Only 1 though so far. So still mining quite a bit of gas. Might throw down a starport rather quickly behind this as well. Or even go for that tech lab on the factory here and try to really ramp up the aggression for his opponents. Now, Phenom, did he actually get the scout on those 2 gas geysers? Well, okay, well, I guess he saw the factory there, so that already answers that question overall. He's going to be playing it safe with his Reaper on this side of the map as well. Baby Marine trying to stay cool as well. Keep that SCV in the middle so he can take him with him. So he can have a 1v1 with the Reaper with a little bit of an edge. If the Reaper from Phenom is going to be targeting that SCV, of course, needs to stay behind the green little worker boy. But a second Reaper does make it on the scene. Bit unfortunate there for Mr. Baby Marine. But well played by Phenom. Not going for any type of add-on here. Reactor or a tech lab immediately afterwards. Usually the reactor, of course. It's very common to see after getting that single Reaper here. But instead, playing it safe, playing it cool. Now, this is where things do get interesting, though. The 2 Reapers and a Hellion. But Phenom made a bunker at the front door. So that's going to be difficult for Baby Marine really to make work. And there we go, actually. A wonderful maneuver there. Jumping right on top with those 2 Reapers. Being able to get some line of sight there for the Hellion. And immediately Phenom taps out there. Felt like that was too much already for him to continue onwards. And a very quick game going in the favor of Baby Marine. That's unfortunate. That happens sometimes. I'm a bit surprised actually with how quick that GG was. Phenom, might not be feeling his chances all that high right now. Bit unfortunate there, of course. That Hellion as well, staying alive with a slither of HP there. Let's see what he is going to be able to do this time around, though. He's going to have another opportunity. Perhaps this one's going to go a little bit better. It's going to be Simulacrum. Let's see. They are both ready, waiting for Miguel to start this one. And there we have it. Alright, guys. Game number 2 between Baby Marine and Phenom. Let's get into it. We're waiting. We're still waiting. We're loading up, guys. Relax, relax. Calm your horses. We can't go any quicker than we are going right now, of course. Anyway. Here it is. Here it is. We made it. We made it. Game number 2. Getting a very quick victory there. A little bit unfortunate, perhaps. But, you know what? Works out in his favor. It's the green Terran right here in the bottom right. And Team Makers is Baby Marine. The little brother of none other than Rainer, of course. Esports does run in the family, it turns out. Same goes for, you know what? Great players such as Innovation. Apparently, his brother plays for a big League of Legends team. Now, I don't know League of Legends, so I don't know what team it is, but apparently his brother is you know, and they like to play together as well. It's interesting as well to just kind of think about Rainer and Baby Marine sitting together as well, playing StarCraft 2, maybe doing some team games and absolutely wrecking anybody in those team games. Anyway, in the top left side, we have the newcomer, the fresh blood right now. Can he get himself a victory here? He's on his last legs. He is the Russian from Terran Brotherhood. Yeah, I had to remember that. Dig deep a little bit. Anyway, he is a Phenom. Alright, now both of these players are going to go for the double gas. This time around, Baby Marine isn't going to most likely find as an easy victory as the previous time. Phenom playing it safe, playing it cool, wants to get that factory up and rolling. He's going to be able to block off that SCV though from leaving this place, so that's going to be a first blood here, trying to get that SCV on the other side of the wall. There we go. Well played by Phenom. Lovely little bit of initial micro here, and Baby Marine instantly unleashes his rage upon this other SCV trying to construct a factory. That's the first Reaper with the first kill. Oh, a reactor immediately for Baby Marine, so he's going to be able to get 2 Reapers out at the same time. Looks like they will be out in time as well. It's more than enough appropriate speed. I'm interested to see whether or not he's going to fly that factory over towards the barracks afterwards. He's going to be trying to make a tech lab as well, of course, for this starport. Or maybe even a medevac, right, for the Hellions here. Could be a potential big thing. Oh, my dear lord. Alright, he's making more Reapers here, going up to 4. Interesting, very interesting indeed. And here's the mix-up as well between these guys, their builds. We have a second base being thrown down by Phenom, as Baby Marine is just building more army units here, getting himself the starport. And medevac? Liberator? What's going to be the choice here? Due to how these guys are positioned, I'm assuming a medevac, and there it is, yeah. With Italians being on this edge over here, I would kind of I kind of thought the assumption would be okay to make. Now, is this a bit too much from Baby Marine? Is he getting a little bit arrogant here? It could be the case. Thinking, you know what, I got that quick a victory against him previously. Let me try to do something like that again here. Well, I mean, if he chases down these 3 Reapers with the Hellions, that is going to be an amazing start here already for Baby Marine. He's chasing them, and he is most likely going to get all 3 of them. Well, 1 Reaper getting closer to the safety point. Oh, my dear lord. The Reapers can give chase, but decide not to. There is a Cyclone on that high ground, so probably a good choice. Would have lost a Reaper himself there as well for potentially getting another Reaper there. Okay, Baby Marine has to target down that Cyclone as quickly as possible, not really being able to do so right up until this point. And a bunker finishes up for Phenom, so stuff once again kind of slows down here. Except for that Baby Marine doesn't want it to slow down. He's just going to go straight into the main base again. And yeah, this seems like it's already going to be the end of that aggression. Baby Marine kind of overplaying his hand there. Very well played by Phenom. Double command center this time around coming out for Baby Marine. Gonna have to wait and see if that is gonna be paying off in the future, of course. Phenom is gonna get the scout here, it looks like, with that Raven. That's a lot of auto turrets. I'm not sure if you can make that many. There we go, he gets one. That's all you get. Good amount of SCV killing here going on, though. 2 of them do fall. Did he get the scout on that command center? Yes, he did. Alright. I guess he hasn't seen the one on the low ground just yet, but you can kind of assume that that one is there, right? It would be crazy if Baby Marine doesn't have it just yet. Where's this other Raven going? There we go, yeah. Up until that point. So leaving those 2 Ravens at the other side of the map here. And throwing down his own third base as well. Trying to catch up to that third base timing here for Baby Marine. And he comes again. There are siege tanks here, so should be able to deal with this auto turret very quickly. Actually, only 1 siege tank being able to shoot it, so... Oh my dear lord. Almost losing that, that full time mule there, but manages to just barely keep it up with, thanks to that siege tank. Was that a Raven? It was a Raven. How did that die? How did that Raven die? What in... How did that happen? Alright, which one of you has a kill? No, 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 they don't have a kill. What? What? Was it auto turrets? Must have been an auto turret, right? Huh. Crazy. Anyway, Phenom. Pretty reasonable army right here. Gonna try to make something happen across the map. 2 Cyclones, 3 siege tanks, and 2 Ravens as well. I'll be able to get some actual work done here. Some nice damage dealt. I mean, Baby Marine still not in that siege mode. Those green siege tanks want to get themselves in position here. And a lot of auto turrets immediately right on top of their faces. And that is going to be, well, a very unfortunate moment for Baby Marine. And GG's out of there. Not going to be able to recover from that one. And I kind of agree with him. And Phenom manages to get his first victory here in the Junior Championships. Gets one on the boards. That is always a good thing. Kind of stabilizing your overall mental state here, which is as much an opponent for these young people, of course, as is the actual opponent. Alright, next map, Everdream. The final map for these two, the TVTers. We're having some quick matches here. But you know what? We still have young Yaku, of course, after this one. And he's the famous macro player. Well, we'll have to wait and see actually what he does. I wouldn't mind, honestly, having a good amount of cheese from him. Again, the aggression he has been showing has been very effective. And I mean, if it works, then why not just keep doing it, right? That's the question. If people aren't adjusting to it, then it's probably the right call for him to do so. What I am also curious about is I kind of want to ask him, hopefully for the interview, whether or not he is, if he's feeling out of practice and that is why he's doing this much early aggression, or if it's just a other whole thing by choice. Anyway, In the top right side, we have the green Terran player from Team Makers, the Italian little stallion. He is Baby Marine. In the bottom left, the Russian, the Red Menace. He is from Terran Brotherhood, Phenom. Managed to get that point on the boards. A big boost for your mental state here. Then again, after this one, if he wins this, he still has to go up against young Yaku, which is waiting. He's licking his lips, checking to see who he gets to play here. Which Terran is going to be his next snack, or his next potential snack. As Phenom and Baby Marine duke it out here in this final match of the best of 3. Going mineral heavy this time around, our Italian Terran here. And is moving about in a awkward pattern with that SCV. I think he's just checking for proxy barracks. I don't think he's actually going to proxy anything himself. As he is going to go for that early command center here, it looks like. Would make a lot more sense, of course. There it is. Now, is he gonna get away with it? That's the real question, of course. Phenom, again, going for that Reaper and the double gas himself. He did slow down quite a bit of the gas mining overall after getting his factory here. Let's see if it is going to be paying off for him. Does manage to get some damage done. That is kind of the requirements if you are the person going for the double gas instead of the single gas. As we can clearly see, the overall timing here for this command center is getting further and further away of the timing of Phenom. It's going to be putting it down right now. Yeah, it's almost completed already for Baby. Now, that's not all she wrote just yet. Still the potential, of course, that Phenom does get a bit of damage done, but this is a little bit of a build order win for Baby Marine so far. Slight. It is definitely slight, but it is there. It could go into his favor. I like that he did it after doing a double gas opening twice. And now kind of taking a little bit of a gamble, I suppose. Going for a bit of a greedier opening here. Trying to get away with it. Going for the double Hellion immediately afterwards, of course. But still 3 Reapers and the double Hellion here available for Phenom as well. Still a scary, potent force. Only a single Hellion being created. And Concussive Shell. Concussive Shell coming out of Baby Marine here. Not something you expect. And oh my dear lord, Baby Marine's units on the wrong side of the fence here. Did not manage to really find themselves in a good position there. But it looks like he is going to be okay. Only losing a single Hellion there after killing 3 Reapers and 2 Hellions. Even though he was finding himself on this side of the ramp and kind of got stuck there for a moment too. That is crazy. Wow. That is a very well controlled battle here for our Italian. That's a good sign for him, of course. Although the Marauder did, of course, get scouted now, we're gonna have to see Phenom and how he responds to this, right? You see Marauders being made by your opponent in this situation. You're gonna have to kind of sit there and scratch your head thinking about, alright, what is in the world is gonna be coming my way? Is he gonna go for some sort of a Hellbat Marauder timing? Is that a thing people do in TVT? That's gonna put the pressure on Phenom. Instead, Baby Marine looks like he's just gonna go for a Hellion drop here. And that's gonna be pretty much it. Nothing much more. And oh, it looks like it will be able to get in here. Although Cyclones on the wrong side. A bit further away. Quick reaction though from Phenom. Not gonna lose too much here. Because of that quick reaction there. Quick draw on the SCVs. Only losing 6 here. Seems like a lot, but then again, alright, well, that is more of them dying though. Wait, how did that one survive? I'm sorry, that was a weird one. Oh, one more shot. Come on, come on. Oh, I think the animation just kind of got cancelled there with Baby Marine moving a little bit too quickly away or something like that. That's crazy. I've not seen that happen that much. Huh. But yeah, definitely equalizing the worker count here again. Does Baby Marine. Still attempting to get more workers to go down in flames. Already kind of being able to mitigate the damage here is very nice. And that was a very good job as well. Waiting for those SCVs to come back here in a little bit of a shrouded place. And then as they all come back, of course, they all group up and clump up there. Nice bit of AoE damage that can be dealt at that moment in time. Raven coming around, trying to do some damage as well himself. And again, I don't know if you have the energy to do this, Phenom. I think this is it's a bit optimistic here. You might be able to get two, but that's it. And no, it's just one. It's just one. Alright, oh, L2 actually on this side. Getting a couple of worker kills there, actually. Alright, good pull away there from Baby Marine. But those Ravens, of course, still on the prowl, still hanging around. Just coming in here again, forcing another pull from those SCVs. Slight little bits of lost mining time. It does add up in the long run. Especially if already you kind of took some damage yourself as well. We are seeing that Phenom is doing very well with overall making more workers here. I'm gonna have to wait again for that auto turret to disappear here again in the main base as well. This is starting to become very frustrating for Baby Marine, I would imagine. Is just gonna try a Hail Mary play here perhaps. These 4 siege tanks, that is a scary amount. Even when you have 3 Ravens, you should be able to disable all of them. Coming in from the top side, I like that. That's a very good call, being able to perhaps come in from the left-ish side here. And no, just it's gonna go backwards. Right, I mean, this push, if it goes wrong, if it does go absolutely abysmally wrong, that's gonna be it. That's gonna be all she wrote. It's gonna be all you had to bring to this tournament. You're not gonna be able to get that rematch with young Yakov. You're not gonna be able to get yourself in the playoffs. Of course, that goes for either of these players. And Phenom, again, look at that. Oh, my dear lords. Being able to deny all the mining absolutely everywhere. Even out of range of that siege tank, just barely, but still. Wonderfully done. Now, this third base for Baby Marine is a big boon, of course, for him. As it's taking Phenom a little while, but to really get his own third base up and rolling. But he has more than enough here, it seems, to really push away. Though those Ravens, they are still quite scary. Definitely still a force to be reckoned with. And it looks like Phenom is just going to go for another base on the top left. No, okay, he's going to go for a triangular shaped base locations. There he goes. Dropping it down. It's weird how they make a farting noise, isn't it? When they go on the ground. Very odd. Peculiar, some might say. Anyway. It only happens when you zoom in as well. It's very weird. Okay. Phenom gonna go for some sort of a counter-aggression here, but it doesn't look like that's gonna be a very effective play here. The entirety of Baby Marine's bio just fucking, well, it's just skyrocketed here. Oh my dear lord. Messing up Phenom's day here. Jeez Louise, that grew in intense amounts there. Immediately jumping on the opportunity to destroy everything Phenom has here. And this could be a good opportunity for Baby Marine to make it happen, to get himself a victory. He is going to go for a attack on the right side. Is he going to go straight into the main base? That's the question. In between the rocks, still with a good amount of those bioforces, might be able to, as soon as Phenom tries to deal with the drop in the main base, to stim in and get a whole lot of damage done there as well. Then again, maybe he doesn't even need to, as this attack is coming in uncontested right now. That is 5 Siege Tank in a horrible position. GG is called immediately, and Baby Marine is going to be able to secure his rematch with none other than young Yaku here. And, well, that is, you know what, he was the favorite in that matchup for sure. And it's nice to see Baby Marine win every time he does win, of course. He is one of those players that you just kind of hope will do extremely well ultimately. At some point, it's going to be able to contest his brother, of course. But then again, Phenom definitely having a good showing there. Some great games being played by him. A little bit unfortunate, of course, that how it turned out for him. But very well played. And we hope to see him again in the next one. And who knows, maybe he's going to be extra practiced, extra well sorted to compete and be able to take on the opponents that he has right then and there. We can always hope. We can always hope. Anyway, Baby Marine and young Yaku. Let's see if the vetoing process goes a little bit smoother this time around. It was a little bit tricky before. Young Yaku. What is young Yaku's MMR actually? Let me take a glimpse here. Young Yaku. He is 5.7. So that is quite a bit higher, of course, than 5.2-ish, 3-ish. It's 400 MMR difference. That's a pretty significant gap, guys. If you don't think it is, then, well, try to just grind out 400 SR. Try to climb that amount. It's a tricky one to do. Anyway, Golden Wall being the first map here, vetoed out of the map pool. Purity as well. Darn. My 2 favorite maps out of there. Not in the overall map pool anymore. Let's see what else we can have though. 2 more vetoes. Let's see. Let's see. Maybe he's just thinking. Maybe... There he goes. Okay. Okay. Anyway. Eternal also gonna get knocked off the potential maps we're gonna be playing here. That leaves 1 final veto for Baby Marine. Let's see what he goes for. Zen. He's gonna veto Zen here. I hope that's not a mistake. I believe he wanted to veto Everdream previously. Then he said Zen accidentally, but we'll have to make it work. Anyway, Baby Marine getting the first pick here. Nightshade. Alright, alright. We're seeing a whole lot of Nightshade recently, aren't we? Truly a map that people like to play upon, it seems. At the start of this season, it felt like it was getting vetoed a little bit more so. And now, people definitely are appreciative a bit better of this map. I mean, it's an absolutely beautiful map, right? It looks really amazing. It's just a little bit dark, and I think that adds to the overall feeling of the map, to be fair, but still. Does feel a little bit peculiar in a sense as well. A little bit gloomy, right? Don't want to just be seeing those maps. That's what I'm trying to say. Alright, we need a second here. Baby Marine probably gonna go to the toilet real quick. That's all good. That's all good. You know what? Those things have to happen sometimes. Not much to do about it. Not much to do about it at all. Okay. Okay, can he do it? Can he get this rematch going? Baby Marine, the Italian man. The little boy. Playing against the little Russian boy. Oh, man. I want it to happen so much for Baby Marine here, but then again, to not have the two-time champions in the playoffs, that would be a massive upset as well at the same time. But then again, having Baby Marine entering those playoffs as well would be pretty darn cool to see too. We're gonna have to wait. We're gonna have to wait and see what it is really gonna become. Alright, they are ready to go here. It seems, let's see if Yakov is still ready as well. And he is. He is. Alright, so we're going. The best sound in the world. For anyone who is itching to see these games. And see what will happen to young Baby Marine and the young Yakov. The young Yakov. Alright. Here we go, guys. Game number 1. Again, the rematch. Didn't really go well into his favor the previous time these two met, but here he is again with another shot at victory, another shot at redemption. He got cheesed quite a bit that previous best of 3. Is he going to be more aware? Is he going to be more proactive with his scouting? Let's take a look at how he deals with all of this. He's the team makers. Green Terran from Italy. He is a Baby Marine. In the top left side, there is a red Zerg. Going for that Expo first, the hatchery on the low grounds. Very common, very usual, but still. You know what? Not always for this man. He is the Russian. He is from Team Offbro, young Yakov. Alright. Now, the conclusion, the deciding match, guys. The final moment we've all been waiting for to see what will happen. Who will be the other person moving on through to the playoffs? Who will have to try their luck again next time? Is it going to be the little brother of the Rainer himself, Baby Marine? Or is it going to be our two-time champion, the Russian, young Yakov? I honestly do believe that young Yakov's still the favorite here, of course. Even though he hasn't looked as, well, overall solid as we are used to see him. Maybe that is still bound to change. Maybe he just needed a couple of warm-up games. Who knows? Who knows how much he's even getting to play right now, right? With the corona and everything going on. Maybe he's busy with some other stuff. Maybe his parents are absolutely hammering the point that he has to get homeschooled. Maybe his region doesn't have anything really happening there, so maybe they don't have any extra safety orders. Schools are just still continuing onwards. It's always a good question. Anyway, alright, first little contact here between the two races, the Terrans and the creepy aliens. Seeing the Reaper trying his best to keep that creep spread to a minimum. There, the Link's going to be able to keep that Reaper at a distance here. Ooh, one of them does get picked off, but in the end, that creep tomb is still surviving. That's the main important thing here. To get that creep as quickly as possible connected to that third base and get it out there towards the bases of the Terran so you can see everything that is coming in a lot earlier on than you would otherwise. Of course, also makes Zerglings and Banelings so much more efficient and so much better at just dealing with whatever is coming your way. Our third base up and rolling. Starports? Is it going to go for Banshees here? Or perhaps even the battle cruisers, of course. It is going to be Banshees, alright. A solid choice with the combination of those Hellions, of course. Already a couple of Hellions at that third base. No drones, though, to be taken advantage of. More Hellions are going to be joining them, though. Pretty darn soon here. I'll be able to get some creep tumors down and dealt with. Ooh, that's a nice little catch there. 2 workers immediately being picked off. Let's lose a Hellion though, but still. Tiny things, they do definitely matter, as we always like to say in the game of StarCraft 2. The greatest game of all time. Been seeing a lot of people asking for StarCraft 3 as well. I'm not quite sure if I want to have a StarCraft 3 at this moment in time anymore. Honestly, but you know what? StarCraft 2 already such a great game. StarCraft 1 also an impeccable game. And I'm not quite sure what you could do to really improve. Maybe you know what, we can always point towards things that feel not good in the current state of StarCraft. Right? And everybody has their own stuff that they kind of are keen on having changed or being different in a way. But in the end, when you really get down to it, when you ask people what it is that they want to have it changed with or how they want it to be different, the story is always very difficult to really keep going. Oh my god, that's not a wall, is it? Oh my god, it was an optical illusion, guys. Those links, realizing this, immediately going through there. And yeah, that wall, you know what? Hallucinations, they exist, and that's what we saw right there from the Terran. Nice control though from the Hellions. Gonna be able to get rid of those links pretty efficiently, but still, 3 workers gonna go down here. Full scouts on the entirety of this natural expansion, seeing the double engineering bay here. At the same time though, Baby Marine kind of being able to do the same thing here. Killing off 7 workers. No, wait, 7 workers. Almost getting 8, but yeah, just barely not. Fun times, fun times. Anyway, so yeah, even gets a scan here onto the Spire tech of young Yakov, as we saw previously. Before, we definitely had a hard time with Baby Marine trying to handle all the Mutalisk harassment. Definitely did him in the long run there. Ultimately, there's another creep tumor right there, just on the edge of that scan. Does go undetected there, unfortunately. I keep a lot of that creep that should have been cleared out alive now because of this. But missile turrets are already being created, but at the same time, looks like young Yakov changing his plan right here and adding in the Hydralisk then. +1/+1 for the melee units as well. Lynx might be able to run in here. Oh, he's going to go for Banelings first of all, so he can blow down his wall. And then make an appearance. 2 of these supply depots, they do have the extra supply on there as well, so that could be a pretty nasty supply block here for Baby Marine if those do get blown up by those Banelings. And in they come. Alright, oh, what? Okay, no, I thought SCVs were being pulled. I was like, wait, what? Okay, some of those SCVs immediately getting destroyed by those Banelings here. Trying to find where those SCVs want to run to, and they have nowhere to run to, so it's a lot of them going down. And young Yakov at the other side looks like he has more than enough to deal with the tiny little force of Marine tank here. That Baby Marine was trying to bring to the forefront, and that is a very, very tough moment in time here for Baby Marine. Losing a lot of those workers and losing that attack quite convincingly there as well. Needs to set up in his natural base here again. And try to reassemble some sort of a fighting force. That's so many Banelings though. That's so an scary amount of Banelings right now for an 8-minute game. In they come, rolling through. Nice targeting from that siege tank, but it's not going to be enough. There's just not enough Terran here to hold on the front at all. Although, you know what, a couple of those links do go for the wall. So a lot of them do get still cleaned up by the siege tank. And only 6 workers do get picked off here. I thought that was going to be it. I thought the siege tank was going to fall, most of the Marines. But, you know what, Baby Marine does manage to hold on here for a little bit longer. But for how much longer, truly, will he be able to keep this going? as we see more and more links on that production tab running around. Gonna be transforming into banelings once again here, most likely, and be joining up with some Hydralisk as well pretty soon. Now, Widowmine's definitely a very potent ally for Baby Marine here to have in his arsenal. And a new weapon that could help out quite a bit against those Zergling Baneling numbers that we are seeing from young Yakov being used here. Overseer running around. That's Tim. I'm not sure if that was to try and get rid of that Overseer, but you know what? Does get some creep tumors. Those medevacs are low. And again, we have Zerglings on this third base economy here. The siege tank helping out a little bit, softening up those SCVs here. Banshee gonna try to get rid of a lot of these units here. And those Marines, you know what they do? Manage to get right on top of those Hydras. Well done there, but still the supplies not telling a favoring story for our Terran player here. We need to see some pretty good, solid Widowmine hits. And then slowly but surely, Baby Marine trying to get himself across the map here. And start dealing with this economy for young Yakov that is just growing continuously at an exponential rate right now. Infestation pit on the way as well. So he's grabbing his late game tech as well. Just in case he's not going to be able to finish off his opponent here. The Widowmine's not being the greatest here, unfortunately. Hitting the forefront of the attack. Gonna let a lot of those Banelings live here for a little bit longer to chase down those Marines at the top. They are trying to get away though. Nice control from Baby Marine, but is it enough? Again, losing a large portion of that economic force here that he has. And GG is called as the first game going in favor of our red Russian Zerg here. Yeah, that's rough. That is rough indeed. Baby Marine not really finding his groove there, especially after that first initial attack that he did try to do, immediately being counterattacked. Those SCVs very unfortunately kind of running right into those Banelings there as he was trying to move them over to the other place, the third base. And yeah, that kind of already feeling like that was all she wrote in that time zone or that time period. Not much else that it felt like Baby Marine would be able to do at that time. But maybe he's going to have more fortune this upcoming match right here. Maybe he's going to be able to take a game off of young Yakov. Maybe he's going to be able to win 2 in a row. But I feel like he might have to dig a little bit deeper here. It does feel like the macro of young Yakov, it's not that bad right now, is it? Might have been a bit too quick with calling him out of practice with that one, as he did actually do remarkably well there against the Italian Terran. Right, anyway. Another game, guys. On match points we have... I was hoping the loading would go quicker. Let me restart it. On match points we have in the bottom right side a red Zerg. I gave the point to the wrong player. Hold up, there we go. It is fixed. The red Zerg, the 2-time champion. Is he going to be able to bring himself to the playoffs one more time here? 3 times in a row that would be. Anyway, he is none other than young Yakov. From Team of Pro, of course. In the top right, we're seeing the dirty back of tactics have been opened up. And we can smell strong, cheesy aroma from this guy here in the top right side. A green Terran from Italy. Team makers, Baby Marine. And there he is. Building those barracks. Let's see what he can get done with those. Building them fairly far away, so it's going to be very difficult for those for those overlords to scout this, of course. Question mark here, perhaps whether or not he's gonna get scouted. Who knows? I don't think he will. But still, because of this further away proxy, right, it's still gonna take him a little bit longer to actually get to a position with those Marines. It's gonna be harder for him to get back to his reinforcements, right? Always is gonna have that little bit of the delay here to really do much. Unless if he plans to fly those barracks further inwards. But yeah, not going to be the case just yet. Most likely won't be the case at all. Only one single gas here as well. Actually, probably because he wants to make a factory at home after this. That's what it does look like now. The Overlord here is in a lovely position. Is going to be able to see the SCVs coming in here. And wait, what? Oh god, he went spawning pool first. Well, alright. Well, that is a very unfortunate turn of events. Wow. You'd think that I would be able to see that happening. But no, I wasn't looking at that whatsoever. I was just hyping up the barracks here and the positioning of them. Alright, and that's unfortunate. I was about to say, does manage to keep 2 Marines here and kill off quite a good portion of those Lings. A very awkward micro battle now unfolds before our eyes. And we should have a factory being thrown down pretty quickly here as well. Alright, there it is. Another bunker. He is still continuing onwards, trying to get this pressure to work. But with the Queen here now on the low ground, it does definitely feel like this is going to be the end of that. And young Yakov having a very good read on this situation here. And oh, lordy lord. That is 6-7 roaches on the production tab. You wanna get the heck out of dodge here. Baby Marine, he sees those roaches. He needs to get back home again. Is he gonna be able to do so though? He has to turn around to fight against the Ling here. And GG is called. Young Yakov being able to take another victory and re-securing himself in the playoff spot there. Congratulations to him. Baby Marine, unfortunately for him, did walk into young Yakov here 2 times in a row. And that was unfortunate. That was definitely unfortunate. Trying to do the double proxy Rex as well. And fighting against a spawning pool first. Right, young Yakov is too tired as well to do a interview. And he needs to go to sleep. So yeah, that means that's going to be it here for right now. Young Yakov being the second player here to advance today. Which means that he's going to be joining Rockfire again. He might get a rematch there in the finals. Ultimately, that would be pretty cool, of course, to see. But until then, tomorrow we will have Group B unfolding here for this tournament. It's going to be Extra Striker, Fireplay, Ghosty, and Wannabe Bjorn. They're going to be Group B. Starts at the same time in 21 hours and 29 minutes. And of course, in tomorrow morning we will have the OSC Master Cup as well. I believe it's called the Master Cup, right? Anyway, it's the OSC thing happening tomorrow. And it's going to be on my channel. So if you guys want to check out more of my casting, definitely go check me out here at Really Kozen. It's my Twitch. I would very much appreciate it. And I hope to see you all tomorrow. All right. That's going to be it for me for today. I'm going to call it a night as well. And I appreciate all of you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for helping us out, especially with those Matcherino codes, of course. Probably should do one of those Matcherino code shoutouts here, but let's do one. All right. So the thing is, all you need to do is press contribute, put that coupon code in there, AXJC5, contribute, voila, add it into the prize pool, 50 extra cents. Gonna help us out, guys, if we all do this one. And yeah, would be very much appreciated, of course. All right, now let me try to find somebody to actually host. We have a small gathering of people still here. I gather there's a whole lot of other StarCraft happening right now, but let's take a look. Let's take a look at who is going up and about their business. Creighton, oh my dear lord, he already has so many viewers right now. Ah well, he deserves it. Who cares? Let's get that one hosted up here, guys. And I hope you all had a lovely time. Hope to see you next time as well again. Have a good one. Bye-bye.